What's up guys, it's Pepper. In this video I will show you guys how to make two DIY candles. One candle is a pineapple candle and one candle is a flamingo candle. They're both super easy to make and I don't use any wax while making them. So if you want to see how to make candles without any wax, stay tuned. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. So without further ado, let's get started. So the magical ingredient we are using instead of wax is all vegetable shortening. I'm using Crisco, but you can use any brand. To add some scent to my candle, I'm using the Sensationals cubes, and I'm using it in the scent of pineapple and coconut. And lastly, you will need an empty jar. So to melt the ingredients, I'm using the double boiler method, which is just pouring some water into a pan and placing a bowl in the center, and I put paper towel underneath my bowl, just like prevents it from any scratching or anything like that. And I'm putting in my vegetable shortening and I'm just mixing it until it all melts, and then I'm placing my scent cubes in there and doing the exact same thing. Then I am adding in my crayons, and that's just to give it some color. To make this a complete DIY, I'm going to DIY my own wick, and I'm doing this by tying a piece of string. I'm using hemp twine and tying it around a washer so that when you pour in your substance into your jar, you can just easily place it in the middle. And then I'm using a paintbrush to stabilize it, so I'm just going to tie my string around that and next just leave it to chill. To make the crown of the pineapple, I am drawing a zigzag on some green felt, and I'm just drawing it all the way down. Next you want to cut it out and take one of your sides and you just want to roll it so it forms this little green thing. So I'm using some hot glue to glue it together so it doesn't fall apart, and then I'm going on to my lid of my jar and I'm just painting it green because obviously the top of a pineapple is green, and this might take a few layers unless you have some like really thick paint. Once everything is dry, you can put some sealant on top just to really seal that paint in. I use Mod Podge, so pretty simple. Then you want to take your crown and just hot glue it onto the lid. Once everything is glued on, you're going to want to sort of like fluff out the leaf things. Can anyone tell me in the comments what they're called? You want to just fluff them out so that it looks nice. Once your candle is all set, you're going to want to cut the wick so it was the preferred length. And then we're going to go on to painting our spikes on our pineapple. Now I'm using paint, and this was actually a mistake because later if it gets like wet or something, the paint's going to come off. So I recommend using a Sharpie to do the spikes. And so that's the end of our first candle, and it smells good and it's really easy. So on to our flamingo candle. I'm using the exact same recipe to make this candle, except this time I'm making it pink and I'm not going to make it smell like pineapples. The only thing I added is that I put in some coconut oil, and you guys can do that, but it's completely optional. So lately I've been obsessed with flamingos. Like I went through a pineapple obsession, now I'm in a flamingo obsession. Like I have a flamingo phone case and backpack and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I recommend making this candle because it's like so cool. You know, now that I think about it, it would be so awesome to be a flamingo. So to make the lid, I'm painting the lid black, and just like the green lid, this might take a few coats. So I want to take this time to thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. Like last year I was celebrating like 15 subscribers, so this is a pretty big milestone. I have a new goal, and by Christmas I want to get 500 subscribers. So please make my dream come true and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. So here I'm using a whiteboard marker to first draw my flamingo, and this is just to see how I do it, because if I go straight with a Sharpie and I mess up, well, that's gonna suck. So once you perfected your flamingo, you can go right ahead with your Sharpie. I actually recommend using paint for this. I know I just said for the pineapple not to use paint. But it's way easier because like the jar is kind of wet from being in the freezer, so the paint just worked better. So here I'm just lighting my candle because how aesthetically pleasing is that? So thank you guys for watching my video. Really appreciate it. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe. I keep asking you guys to do that, so do it. So I post every Thursday if you guys are not sure yet, and see you guys next week.